that Kevin Durant needed Golden State as much as the Warriors needed him. Both of them benefited. It was like a marriage. I think both parties should get something out of the marriage. Now, you might have gotten into the marriage for very totally different reasons, but both parties should get something out of the marriage. And I believe both parties got something out of the marriage. Kevin Durant needed championships. The Warriors wanted to get more championships. You see, they got in there for totally different reasons, but they both got something out of this marriage. Now, okay, we've separated. Golden State said, you know, we got us a new boo thing. We do it pretty good. We got us Andrew Wiggins. Not the player Kevin Durant is, but they're moving forward. Skip, Kevin Durant, you keep talking about legacies and what impact does Steph Curry. Can you imagine the conversations we're having? Kevin Durant doesn't go to Golden State, and here he is 15 seasons, 16 because he's 16 years, but because he didn't play 15 seasons played, can you imagine the conversations we're going to be having? Man's 15 years into the league with no championships? We have a very different discussion because he spent 3 years in Golden State. Now that Steph Curry has won, he's bookend 2015. I didn't have Kevin Durant. 17, 18, I won with Kevin Durant. Now in 22, I didn't have Kevin Durant. Oh, it's on. Now, Kevin Durant can say, all I want to do is ball. Out of the titles, and I'll let y'all do it. He can say whatever he wants. But Kevin Durant knows he's a great player. He knows he's a historically great player. And Kevin Durant has pride. And one of the reasons that he left, he was never accepted into New Edition. Just like Johnny Gill. Johnny Gill could outsing, but he didn't grow up in Boston like Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. He came in, he was the interloper, but Johnny Gill could sing. Kevin Durant went to Golden State, Skip, and he was better. He was the best player. But he was never accepted.
Okay.
Like Steph was. He was never revered in Golden State like Steph was.
Never beloved.
I don't care what he said, it bothered him. Skip, we all want love. We all want appreciation. We all want validation for what we do. He didn't feel he could get the proper validation being in Golden State. They love Kevin Durant. They love winning those titles, but he wasn't Steph. Skip, it's like Kobe. LeBron James can win the next 3 titles, and he'll never be beloved like Kobe Bryant.
Fact.
They watched Kobe come in as a 17-year-old and leave as a 37-year-old man with 3 kids.
Fact.
So Kevin Durant was never going to be beloved in Golden State like this.
But he did not know that from the start.
He thought he could.
Yes.
He like, man, they love Steph. People love LeBron. I want that. KD, you can't make people love who they love. Skip, I look at some of these people, I'm like, well, damn, how this person got 20 million and I only got 2? How they got 300 million? People like what they like. They love what they love. You just accept that and move on. You be the best version of you. I put out the content that I like. I'm not finna do all the TikTok and standing on my head and the water challenges and all this other stuff, Skip, because that ain't who I am. KD, that pressure's on, Skip. And you know, unfortunately for you, you of all people know, the heat is on.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know who sung that song, but it's on.
Beverly Hills Cop. Okay. My turn. I do still love me some Kevin Durant.
Yes.
And yet, when he shrank and said no mas against the Boston Celtics, I was the first one to step up, sitting in this seat, and say, Kevin can't, because he could not. He was a disaster against Boston. I'd never seen anything. I didn't think I'd ever see anything like that from Kevin Durant. But Kyrie was sort of semi-retired. Kyrie had 1 foot in and 1 foot out, and Ben Simmons had both feet out because he was not available. So it went from bad to worse over a 4-game stretch. They had a couple of chances to win the first 2 games, but then
well, they had the first game won.
They should have won the first game, obviously. Okay, now, bigger picture. So I give you that, but now I'm going to go back to those 2 years and what happened on July the 4th of 2016, just before we started here. Kevin Durant had had enough of little Russell Westbrook, his little brother, and he had decided once and for all, I cannot ever win a championship here in OKC with him as my primary decision maker at point guard. And I think that decision got validated this year as we saw Russ exposed on the biggest stage, the Lakers stage, as a nightmare, right? Russell Westbrook from three from the free throw line, and especially turning the ball over. So I think that validated Kevin's decision that a lot of people held him accountable for. Like, how could you betray him? How could you leave him, that poor little Russ, behind to go join forces with a team that you had down 3-1?
Correct.
Well, Kevin would tell you, yeah, we did have him down 3-1, and I couldn't overcome my little man to get the last game home.
Yeah, you couldn't overcome 10 of 31 and 12 of 31 in game 5 and 6. That's what you couldn't
Russ's numbers, because they were worse. So they folded. I give you that. And Kevin said, I'm about to enter year 10 in this league. We're going double digits.
Yep.
I don't have anything to show for it except one MVP, but I don't have a ring. I don't even have anything close to a ring. I did play in a finals, but we were too young. We weren't ready for that.
They're not too young. You didn't say, well, so Jason Tatum was too young. When he played in the NBA Finals, he was too young because, if I'm not mistaken, he was younger than Kevin Durant.
Well, Russell Westbrook was too young.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, Marcus Smart. So whatever you say, I got a counter argument for that.
Okay. So here we went, and you're right. They communicated, and Kevin's saying, well, I don't care what the world says. I'm going to choose that team, because he's looking at the bigger picture, because that team had just folded against LeBron and Kyrie and Kevin Love, but just folded against LeBron's team with a 3-1 lead. Little Steph had come up even smaller than he was. He shrank. He disappeared. He was a nightmare for the last 3 games, 2 of the 3 at home, to the point that Draymond, according to you, fled into the parking lot, calling Kevin on his cell phone saying, you got to come save us.
Well, KD could have hit decline. I mean, let me ask you a question. When somebody's calling Skip Bayless and he doesn't want to talk, what does he hit? Decline?
I take them all.
No, you don't.
Even take
No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm busy right now. Can I call you back? That's what I get. I get, can I call you later? That's what I get.
I'm on the treadmill. Okay, so did they need each other? I guess so. But I'm going to drive home this point to you. Kevin Durant actually chose the hardest road, the most dangerous road, the one that was fraught with finals peril, because he knew exactly what was about to transpire. LeBron ain't going anywhere. He is going to walk back through that finals door twice more in Cleveland. He's going to be accompanied by Kyrie once and Kevin Love once, and then it's going to be just Kevin, right?
Right.
But he's going to walk back through that door, and he's LeBron freaking James. And Kevin is saying, big picture, Kevin's got a high basketball IQ, and he's got a good sense of sort of history and what's about to transpire. And he says, you know what? I'm going to go head-to-head with LeBron, and I'm going to show everybody that I can take the team that folded under his gaze, and I'm going to match his, I'm going to look him right in the eye in 2 game threes in his house in the finals, and I'm going to be the finals MVP, and that's what he did. That's pressure. He could have just chosen another contender. He could have gone to Miami or Dallas or somewhere and just said, I'm going to try to do this here. But the whole NBA world said, spotlight's on you, because when they got to the finals, trust me, we were there in 2017 then. The whole NBA world is waiting for 7-foot-tall Kevin Durant to fall all the way down on his face.
Skip,
that's what you were waiting for.
Yeah, it's easy to say, you know, I'm going there. I want to look LeBron in his eye when you got the U.S. military behind you. He had the
what had the U.S. military done against LeBron before?
Skip, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying they needed each other. But this notion, all I'm saying is this. Kevin Durant, since he left Golden State, he has 1 series win. The Golden State Warriors just won the NBA final. Okay, we just talked about now Tom Brady and Coach Belichick.
Okay, but look at the circumstances. You say injuries dictate, right? Well, did they not dictate the first go-around? Because Kyrie wasn't there for him, and James is dragging his hamstring around as usual, and it's Kevin by himself against Milwaukee, soon-to-be champion, and hits the shot of shots that almost beat them.
Is he that guy? Is he top 10 or not? Is he that guy or not? Because that's what you told me about LeBron James. If LeBron freaking James is that guy, he has a 2-1 lead. Kevin Durant had a 2-0 lead on Milwaukee.
Yeah, and he should have brought it home and hit the shot that should have brought it home, and he had a toenail on the line.
He brought it home or not?
Well,
all I want to know, did you drop the eggs or not? Do I got a dozen eggs or are they cracked?
Did he not give you virtuosos in 5 and 7? Virtuosos.
No. He in 5.
Yeah. 5 and 7.
Ran out of gas. He ran out of gas in 7, Skip. You even said it yourself.
You came out here and said the next day it was 1 on 5.
Hey, ran out of gas. I didn't know gas prices was that high back then.
Yeah.
He didn't fill up. He should have filled up.
I watched LeBron, quote unquote, run out of gas in Game 4 against these same Warriors in 2015. What? You know, 2 games to 1.
The Warriors.
What?
The Warriors.
Yeah.
He ran out of gas against Milwaukee.
Okay.
Old Bucks.
The team that was about to win it all. Giannis.
The team that won it all.
Yeah. Way to go. Congratulations.
Effing Stephen.
Yeah. Well.
Wardell Curry's on the map
Shannon,
now.
extra credit for the serenade. I love the sound effects. And guys, here's your music trivia for today. The late, great Glenn Frey was the one who sang The Heat Is On.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.